Have you ever listened to Bob Lassiter and wished that someone would teach him a thing or two? Are you disgusted with his egomaniacal ramblings about how rich and talented and smart he is? I am. Bob Lassiter, you've met your match. Lionel's here, and it's not going to be pretty.
And on the seventh day, God created Lionel. Sunday at 3 on News Radio 970 WFLA.
Don Myers, now News Radio 970 WFLA's Lionel, and that ain't a train.
First of all, my first virgin call, and remember, respect me in the morning and call me darling. On 970 WFLA, we're going to go to Rose in St. Petersburg. Rose, how are you, darling?
Hi, Lionel. I can't hear you too good.
Can you hear me now, sweetheart?
Yeah. Hey, I've wanted to talk to you for 10 years.
Rose, I've wanted to talk to you, too. You're beautiful. Where's my check? How's the boy doing?
Fine. Oh, how'd you know I have boys?
The one. Remember the paternity suit? Well, I'd rather not go into that.
Lionel, I've liked you a whole lot for a long time.
Well, thank you, sweetheart.
I think you're one of the best and the greatest.
Well, thank you.
And, you know, I agree with you. I don't like these talk show hosts. They ridicule you, berate you, and all that kind of stuff. And then they hang up on you, especially if you're good and intelligent.
Who in the hell do these people think they are? They owe us their living.
This is unreal. It's cruel. It's a verbal it's a verbal brutality and violence.
You name it on 970 WFLA, Hollow in St. Pete.
Hello, Lionel. I wish you luck.
Thank you, sir.
You know about this 10, when they say $100,000, what about future medical care? I mean, it's just a cutoff and nothing else? Supposing you need care the rest of your life. In other words, you'd only get $100,000 if, God forbid, the case is done?
Well, here's the thing. Isn't it funny? I guess what your point is very illustrative of the problem. Who the hell knows about what we're talking about?
We're talking about the rest of your life.
We're talking about non-economic damages. Let me ask you a question. For example, let's say you're probably a handsome guy.
Oh, thank you.
But let's say that you...
My mirror always cracks when I look at it lately.
Well, I can imagine. The chicks, Harlow, you're tremendous. The chicks go crazy with you.
Oh,
but
definitely.
Let's say, for example, you're Paulina Porzakova, the beautiful Vogue model.
Right.
And because of your negligence, she goes through a windshield.
Right.
Her face is scarred beyond belief. She's a model.
Right.
In addition to the financial disaster that scarring will cause, imagine the particular psychological trauma that this accident will cause. Oye, Tampa Bay, yo soy Lionel. Hello, friends. How are you today? This is some kind of hard work, Al Gardner. Oh, boy, is this hard. All these buttons. The producer, Dave Sweat's doing a hell of a job here. Drunk out of his mind. Wake up, Dave. You're beautiful, though. Friends... For those of you who are just tuning in, no, the country has not been invaded. My name is Lionel. I'm a little bit kind of a Renaissance kind of guy. And I was pretty much begged by the people here at 970 WFLA to come in and fill up the otherwise boring weekend, save Sam McClellan, who is one of my favorites. The man's tremendous. Covers the excitement spectrum from A to B. And to fill in something after 3 hours of pre-recorded Lassiter, for crying out loud. Nothing like hearing what you've heard before. I know I've made it when they record this. Now, I wanted to do something in addition to just normal harangue, but I read something yesterday. Have you ever read the religious paper, the section, the insert that comes in your paper on the weekends, normally Saturday? And in the St. Pete Times yesterday, December 7th. No, I sound like George Bush. Yesterday, the little caption said, Sex Guidelines for Clergy Candidates Issued. And it's an Associated Press article out of Chicago, and it reads as follows. Marriage is the only appropriate setting for the expression of sexual intimacy by candidates for the clergy in the Evangelical Lutheran Church, its Division for Ministry says. In guidelines, it also said homosexual erotic activity is unacceptable and, quote, reason for a person to be removed, unquote, as a ministerial candidate. What the hell is homosexual erotic activity versus non-erotic activity? Is a group of people who are homosexual playing softball homosexual activity? What difference does it make? I cannot believe 1988 we're still talking about premarital sex. Come on. Nobody abides by this rule anymore, unless you're some kind of a geek. Everybody frips before they get married. Come on, you know it, I know it. We're playing this pristine, puritanical, provincial crap that it's wrong, it's immoral. I think it's crazy. And I think that anybody who is called by God can also simultaneously be called by their hormones at the same time. That was redundant. Simultaneously means at the same time. Okay, at 970 WFLA, here we go. How about a call? That's a great idea. Lynn, you're beautiful. You've been on for a long time. Talk to me, sweetheart.
Yes, Lionel, I'll tell you, you really have to be worth talking with to wait like this.
I'm looking, and I cannot believe, I feel so remiss, 40 minutes. I am so sorry. Thank you.
I must admit that my time is so valuable, I had to go to and from the phone, getting ready to go on an evening date.
Are you going on a date?
Yes, but I must make a simple request. If you're going to continue to talk about sex, I cannot stay on the phone because I don't have an ID card.
You're kidding me.
I'm not. I mean, I just don't know at what point to hang up. I do not have an ID card. I'm just not old enough. Sweet 16 and never been kissed.
Sure. And I'm Napoleon. Nice to meet you.
Yes, I am enjoying your program. I've only had the pleasure of hearing you as a caller. I'm delighted now that you can be the moderator or whatever they call those big Lassiter and Al Gardner.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Pompous.
I had to quit listening to Al Gardner because they kept getting all that food down there and not sharing it with the listeners.
I know, it's terrible. It's awful.
I want to talk to you about Amendment 10.
Yes, sweetheart.
As you say, it's jurisprudence. I'm very much opposed to it. But I would also like to comment, the insurance companies are brainwashing the public to make it appear that the insurance
touche
are the culprits in the personal injury cases. And as far as the physicians, I think it's ridiculous that they carry malpractice insurance. You cannot get an attorney to take a case against a physician. The medical associations have lobbied in Tallahassee in favor of this position. And they've got the Florida statutes now changed to require a medical opinion before filing a lawsuit. No physician is going to go against one of his fraternity brothers, i.e. a colleague in the county medical association.
You brought up, well, yeah, local people won't, but out-of-town people sure will.
Well, I hope I can get the name and phone number of this J.B. Spence, because he sounds like my kind of
one of the greats. But let me, you brought up a very interesting point, Lynn. This amendment does not merely limit itself to medical negligence cases, but all civil cases, period, everything.
Yes, I'm aware of that because I have done some reading on it, and I have a daughter who's an attorney in another city.
Wonderful.
She's in criminal law. I noticed that Dr. Lubin didn't mind saying to you he's sitting by his pool listening.
Listen, Lubin...
by my bathtub listening.
Lubin deserves whatever he gets. This is a free, open society. He's studied a lot, and if he makes a mill, great.
Yes, he's very nice. I enjoy him as a caller.
Let's add something, too, about this Amendment 10 thing. It also covers products liability. Remember a thing called DES, diethylsylbestride?
Yes, I do.
And all the Dalkin Shield litigation?
Uh-huh.
And the Ford Pinto, where they ingeniously put the gas tank behind the seat of the car?
Yes.
Well, if there was only a $100,000 non-economic damage cap, how do you think you're going to get the attention of huge corporations, where $100,000 is like a nickel to you and me?
That's right.
So, I'll tell you, Lynn, you're very astute.
Let me make another comment, too.
Certainly,
You mentioned that the doctors are sometimes paying $200,000 premium for malpractice. I've yet to see that to really be assured. However, to further continue, they are deducting that, and they are usually in a 50% income tax bracket, so that means it's $100,000. I am paying $469 per month for one medical plan, $500 deductible, for one little old lady, sweet 16 and never been kissed. That's $6,000 per year that I'm paying premium, two-thirds of my income. I don't know of any physician
terrible. It's
who's
terrible.
losing his home because of it.
Well, Lynn, unarguably, in certain physicians have to pay exorbitant premiums. However, Amendment 10 is not going to change that.
I agree.
And, sweetheart, I hate to do this, but let me thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for staying on for this long, and you've certainly added a tremendous new dimension to this otherwise innocuous show I'm doing here.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Lynn. Have a wonderful date.
The same to you.
All right, folks, at 970 WFLA, this is Lionel, the radio's answer to Elena Verdugo, back in the flesh.
Hello, sports fans.
Hello, folks. This is your old friend Willard Scott. I'm sorry. I love Willard Scott. What does he do for a living? Speaking of what people do for a living, Bob, you listening? Don't you love it? Okay, friends. I got to tell you something. Al Gardner, you're right. Boy, is this job some kind of hard here. And speaking of hard, how about Audie in Tampa? Audie, talk to me, babe.
No, my name is Morty.
Morty.
Yeah.
Hello, Morty.
Yeah. Lionel, Bob Laster, speaking of whom, was talking about the old callers and where they've gone.
Yeah?
I think the reason why they've gone is because great talk radio is disappearing, and the reason why it's disappearing is because the personalities themselves are disappearing, and that has made talk radio gone kind of bland lately.
Sure.
Yeah, and a good example of it would be WTKN, the station that was once known as WPLP. They're giving talk radio a bad name. So
Never heard of them.
Yeah, well, that's great. Let's bash them.
Nah.
Personalities on that station.
Nah.
Come on, they have no sincerity. They're just nothing but cardboard personalities.
Morty, what would you do if you were sitting where I'm sitting now? Get a new chair, probably. No, what would you do? What would you do to spice it up? Talk to me, Morty.
Just get rid of all these guys. Just throw everybody out, like Ed Hartley.
And put what on?
Get some real personalities on there. But these guys don't... These guys, you know what? It's just like what happened to Top 40 radio years and years ago. Remember back in the 50s and 60s, there were all these disc jockeys who were real personalities. Cousin Brucey, Murray the K. They had presence, an identity.
You're right, Morty. Damn it, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to take it anymore. Are you? Let's go. Let's forget it. Everybody here, close down the radio. Turn this thing off. This is a fraud. Morty, you are absolutely right. Everybody, chisel that in granite. And now, at 970, WFLA, the sweet, the seductive, the cute, the nubile, Mary in Tampa.
Hi.
Hello, Mary.
Hi.
Hi. No, but I'm feeling pretty good. How are you doing?
Okay, listen, I'm going to drop everything I was going to call you about, so I'll just ask you my final question.
Well, drop away. Go ahead.
Okay, I remember you before the Gulfport attorney and before the Largo 5 and the swimming pool that was projecting out and some of these things.
That's right. I remember that.
Sure.
The poor people, and they had to fill it in with concrete or something because of an easement. And, whatever happened to those people?
You gave them a lot of free advice.
Whatever happened to those people?
I don't know, but you know what my big question is?
What?
Where is Richard Shanks?
Beats the hell out of me.
Isn't he in town?
I heard he's either opening a lock and key shop or a tall and big man shop in Hong Kong. I'm not sure.
No, come on, let's be legit.
Selling Amway? I don't know. I have no idea.
He was a friend of yours.
He was a sweetheart. I don't know where he is. If anybody out there knows, call up. I guess. I don't know.
I'll be darned. I knew for a fact I'd get the lead on it from you.
Mary, sweetheart, I thought the same thing. I don't know where he went. I mean, he's a doyen of the profession. I don't know where he is. I don't know what happened to him. But if anybody out there knows, give us a call.
Just dropped out even from Channel 32, huh?
Sure. Well, 32,
How about that?
TV's answer to the sitz bath, I guess. But, Mary, anything else, sweetheart?
Well, I was going to talk about Amendment 10, but you got another.
People are getting tired of that. I want to talk about premarital sex. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Well, listen, I just had a call from someone that's back into the nudist camp but she won't be able to go until November, so...
Well, that's good to know.
I'm kind of stuck until November. So
bring the Bactine and the sunscreen, okay?
How about that?
All right, sweetheart. Thanks a million for calling. A wonderful call there from somebody named Mary who totally enlightened this show. I'll tell you what, where are we? It's simple. We're at 970 WFLA. And now, we're going to, you know it, you got it, Eric in Pinellas Park.
How you doing, Lionel?
Eric, baby, talk to me.
The infamous Gulfport attorney.
How are you, sweetheart?
All right, babe. How you doing?
Que paso? Hey, I'm hanging.
Sound good. You hanging good, huh?
Sure, left and right, babe.
Probably a graduate of Stetson, if I am correct. Stetson Law School?
No, actually, the John Wilson Cooley School of Law and Welding.
Cooley? Cooley and Welding?
Cooley and Welding, you better believe it.
Oh, I've heard of them before. I think one of my professors went there. Let me ask you a question here, Lionel.
Sure, Eric. Talk to me, sweetheart.
Listen, you're such a personality in the area. I mean, you're so damn distinctive. Everybody that listens to talk radio knows of Lionel, the infamous Gulfport attorney.
That's true, though.
How do you handle the fame, the recognition? Obviously, when you're in a grocery store someplace and you start talking to the cashier, people recognize you and flock you. How do you handle that?
Eric, it's tough, especially with chicks. I mean, you can't buy sex products. You go in there, they know who you are. You know, you try to buy this much copy of jugs, they know who you are. I got to send people in, surrogates. It's awful.
Sex products or devices now, Lionel? Be truthful.
Products, devices, whatever.
Same thing, huh?
You have to kind of improvise. But the chicks are great, though. Just tremendous. You know, radio groupies. It's just absolutely great. But, Eric, remember one thing, pal. I'm not Mr. Big Shot Bob Lassiter. I'm one of you. I'm a caller. That's it.
You're just an average kind of guy.
I'm an average kind of guy.
Well, I can't really believe that, Lionel. I hear people talking about you. I get on elevators. I go, even when I get on a bus, I hear people talking. Did you hear Lionel yesterday calling up a radio show? And I don't say anything. I just listen. I hear the comments.
You know, it's amazing.
It's incredible.
It's amazing. But I mean,
you made for yourself in the Tampa Bay area.
Well, you know, it's a well-kept secret, and you guys, seriously, you are the backbone. You are the intergirding. You are the benchmark, the bulwark of what talk radio is all about. The callers. You're the people who do it.
Oh, no.
If you people didn't want to call up, these people would be sitting here playing with themselves, for crying out loud. And that's not a pretty picture.
Right?
Huh?
So they do that anyway, right? I mean, they're playing with, whatever, right?
Well, Eric, you got a hell of a point there, and I'm sure somewhere, if somebody's doing enough Thorazine, they'll know what the hell you're talking about. But, Eric, I'll tell you what, send me some money, and really, seriously, call 100 in cash.
Okay.
I'll take a large.
Right.
Just give Bob Schumann a call Monday, tell him you want me on permanently, and Lassiter is adios. Eric, we got to go.
I'll fax a memo first thing tomorrow morning.
Love you, babe.
Bye.
Take care. This is Lionel, scaring the hell out of you. Back in a sec. Choice for radio news. Where else you going to go, for crying out loud? People like Al Gardner in the morning. Ted Webb. Where the hell is Ted Webb? Who is Ted Webb? What is Ted Webb? Who in the hell is Ted Webb? Folks, we've got a serious problem. We've got a couple of whales out there. A couple of whales trapped in ice in Barrow, Alaska. My solution, nuke 'em. What do you think? Call me up. Sly in Tampa. You're on 970 WFLA.
Is this the Lionel?
No, it's not the Lionel. It's the Lionel, yes.
The Lionel, right. The one that's made this radio station.
Oh, absolutely. Sly, you're so astute, my friend.
No. You've given these people wait for you to call. They talk about you after you call. You're the old sliver-tongued W.
The sliver tongue or the silver tongue?
Did I say that? Oh, well.
It in the sauce, that's lying.
Well, normally I don't like lawyers. I think they should be hung about once a week. One of them.
They are hung?
No, I mean from the scaffolding.
Uh-huh.
Or shot.
Or shot.
Sunday.
What do you do for a living, Sly?
I worked once. I didn't like it.
You do what?
I worked once.
You worked once. What do you do now?
I clip coupons and fart around.
Clip coupons? Sure. You probably you're one of those old guys who walks around with one of those grocery store carts and a dog with cans and the American flag, right?
Well, no.
There's about 10 of them in Tampa.
A little skate key, and I try to get little girls to...
Sly, what does the name Jimmy Swaggart mean to you?
Jimmy Swaggart? Yeah, he's going to give Ronald Reagan his horoscope so he can go out and check out the little bimbos on the beach at Santa Barbara. You know that?
That's funny as hell, Sly. I'll tell you what, I am.
Huh?
That tears me up.
Okay.
You're a funny guy.
Hey.
Is that your real name, Sly?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right.
Anything else, Sly?
Yeah, many things.
Sure. Well, let's make it quick, babe. We got to move on. We got a whole board full of calls. Hear that, Bob?
I'm down on the street here. I just thought I'd...
Sly, seriously,
There's a license plate that says, honk if you're Jesus.
Sure. Well, that's
fine.
great. Well, Sly, I tell you what. You just keep up that Thorazine, and I don't care what you say. The voices are not necessarily real. Where are we? We're at 970 WFLA. How about Donald in St. Pete? Donald. Go to hell, Donald. Okay, very good. Moving right along here. We've got, wait a minute, straight from Memphis. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be Elvis?
Hey, Lionel, how you doing, baby?
Elvis.
I just want to say, before I go back to Kalamazoo, that just tickled pink that you got your own show, man.
Hey, Elvis, you are my... They say you're dead, Elvis. Don't say it. Say it ain't so, Al.
It ain't so, baby. I had to do it, Lionel. I just couldn't breathe anymore. You know what I mean?
Elvis, what do you do with all those prescriptions that Dr. Nick used to give you? I mean, you still on that stuff?
Well, Lionel, I still take them every once in a while because, I've lost weight. I've lost some weight.
Well, that's great, Elvis. Seriously.
I'm working hard in Kalamazoo.
What are you doing there, Elvis?
Well, I was working at a supermarket.
Uh-huh.
And, I've been promoted now to manager. I'm going to make a comeback.
Elvis, what about your daughter, Lisa Marie Presley?
Yeah.
Married a rock star, for crying out loud.
Yeah, she's going to get married, and I'm going to wish her the best. And, me and Priscilla are going to get back together one day. So I want to be talking to the people pretty soon again, I talk to my brother Jesse, my twin brother Jesse all the time,
Jesse's dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dead, but I'll still talk to him.
Elvis, I got to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
How come they spelled the name Aaron incorrectly on your sarcophagus, on your sepulcher, your gravestone?
My tombstone. Well, it's a long story, but they just misspelled it, basically. They just misspelled it.
Pretty obvious there, Elvis.
And Robert Goulet, Robert Goulet has me to do that. That's why, Robert Goulet, I just shoot out TVs with Robert Goulet.
Elvis, you are tremendous. And may I, and on behalf of all of us, thank you. Thank you for all you've done.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to say, keep up the good work. I'll be back in Tampa. I got some friends that come every other week.
Elvis, my eyes are moist. Take care, King.
Love you, brother.
You're too much.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis. This is incredible. You ever get Elvis call your show, Lassiter? Huh? You got these Boeotian ministers on there, but did Elvis ever call you? Of course not. Of course not. Let's see. Tell you what we're going to do, folks. Think about my idea about the whales. Just nuke them. What the heck? Why are we bothering with them? They're only whales. What's the last thing a whale ever did for you? I'll tell you what, speaking of whales and blubber, at 970 WFLA, let's go to somebody named Dwayne.
No, this is Wayne.
Dwayne, how can we help you, Wayne?
Yes. Well, you finally did it. You got your own show.
You sound a little effeminate, Wayne.
Pardon me?
Are you lighting the loafers?
Yeah, a little bit.
You ever been caught playing with yourself in a closet?
Not recently.
Good place, isn't it?
I say hold out for $200,000 and let's close down the law practice.
I think we're going to do it, Dwayne. I think we're going to do it. Schumann's calling me this week. We're going to do it.
You hold out for $200,000. That immediately puts you $100,000 ahead of Amendment 10.
You're tremendous.
I know. Well, let's talk whales.
Sure, Wayne. Go ahead.
I say save them.
Nuke them.
I was talking to my printer the other day. They're talking about doing a Save the Whales poster.
What happened to Wayne? Oh, we lost Wayne. Oh, my God. Boy, Al Gardner was right. This is tough. I don't know how they do it. How do these people do it? How do I do it? How do they do it here on 970 WFLA? Peggy, how do they do it?
Hey, Lionel.
Is this the Peg?
This is lateral rectus.
Yes.
I've been kicked by more talk show hosts than any other person in the community.
You have, Peg, how many times have you been banned?
Oh, innumerable. Too many to count.
You have amnesty today, my sweetheart.
Oh, thank you, Lionel.
And listen, to you, to all those people that have banned you and who have not let you come out and really blast them, go ahead.
Well, I want to blast one of your callers because, I have inside information. Hey, Lubin, you sitting there by your $50, $75, $100,000 pool. Raise the salaries of your staff.
Ooh.
Get them off food stamps. You're complaining about your high insurance cost. Raise the salaries. Come on, Lubin. There, how's that?
Peggy, that's beautiful.
What?
It brought a tear to my eye. You hear that, Lubin?
Yeah, well, I know
piker?
you said you were sitting there with moist eyes. I was a little
moist eyes.
Uncomfortable.
And his Lud says warm loins. Where is Lud? Who is Lud?
Sounds like a good idea for tonight's dinner. Warm loins.
You know I love the name Peggy, by the way.
I'm glad they wrote a song about that years ago.
Oh, seriously,
Do you think my type will ever come back?
My main squeeze is Peggy. You probably didn't know that.
I'm very, very this way and that way on Amendment 10 because I really don't particularly like lawyers or doctors.
Just say no, Peggy. Take the word from our First Lady.
I tried that and it didn't work.
Just say no.
They're still delivering the stuff here by the ton. And I keep saying just say no, but still they keep delivering that stuff.
They're lying to us, Peggy. They're lying to us. Who in the hell do these people think that we are? Do we think we're stupid? Do we think we're stupid? Do they think that they can dupe the population into thinking that they're going to lower premiums because of this ridiculous draconian legislature or this constitutional amendment?
Regulation. Regulation is what we need. The insurance companies are buying up America. Do you know that the insurance companies own more stuff in America than
you're right.
Absolutely.
You're right.
Taken over the entire United States.
I am ticked
and
off.
And tomorrow the world.
I am ticked off. Peggy, you brought it to a point. You have brought it to a purulent
on the telephone?
To a purulent, pus-filled point.
Oh, bleh.
Peggy, I tell you what, you've been beautiful, sweetheart, but I think it's break time. Mr. Commando producer over here is giving me the sign. So Godspeed and talk to you soon.
That sign with a finger?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Half a peace sign. This is Lionel at 970 WFLA, back in uno momento.
Or say that it's all Vinny, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know. Their intelligence about the game is very limited. He made a lot of mistakes today, yes. But you don't play the game with one guy. It's a team sport. You got 11 people on the field. Each team's got 11 people on the field at some time during the game. If it's anybody, it's me. It's all me. If it's all anybody, it's all Ray Perkins. But it sure as hell is not Vinny Testaverde. He makes some mistakes, but we had a lot of other players to make some mistakes too.
All right, thank you, Coach. Coach Ray Perkins, we're live from the Buccaneer locker room, and we will return with more from the Buccaneer locker room.
Nuke the whales. Nuke the whales. Think about it. Forget all these problems we got with these whales. We got other stuff to do. Drop a low-radiation couple centiton bomb in there and blow the hell out of them. That'll show them. These whales. Oh, the whales, the whales. I'm sick of the whales. Come on, let's talk about big stuff, like the lottery and hemorrhoids and things like that. I'll tell you, where are we? Good question. We're at 970 WFLA. And there's somebody by the name of, get this, folks, Annie the Virgin calling up. Annie?
I have a bone to pick with you, Lionel.
I got a bone for you, too, Annie.
Talking about big things and important things, I think we ought to talk about this premarital sex. You men, when we used to have that Liz Richards on there, it used to be a lot better because at least she told women they shouldn't go to bed with somebody for 21 dates, but that wasn't good enough.
21 dates or days?
Dates. Honest God, going out to dinner dates. And then you weren't supposed to go to bed with them until then. Now you get on there and say we should go to bed with anybody we want before we get married.
Anytime, any place, as much as possible.
You men are just...
Test drive it, baby. Test drive it.
I bet that's why they took Miss Richards off on Sunday because the men are in management and they don't want her saying that kind of stuff for us women to hear.
Liz Richards...
Think it's wrong. You men are wrong.
Hey, Annie. Cool it, all right?
I'm all hot about it.
Get the hormones in check, will you?
Well, I'm a virgin, and I'm proud of it.
You're a virgin?
That's right. I'm not going to do it until I get married.
Come on. You're a virgin?
I think all women should be virgins before they get married so they can wear the white dress.
Would you mind putting your money, I guess, where your mouth is?
I'm not putting my money where my mouth is.
I want you to submit to an exam. Lubin? Check her out.
I don't go in for any of that kind of kinky stuff.
You ever been horseback riding?
Now, I'm not going to... No, I have not. I'm saving it for my marriage, Lionel.
You're saving it.
You men all want
You sound like a dog. You sound like you're a dog, and you couldn't get laid walking nude in a lumberjack camp.
I was a belle at Cypress Gardens, I'll have you know.
A what?
I was a belle. Don't you know what a belle is?
A belle?
I was a belle.
A belle.
B-E-L-L-E. You know one of those women that wears the big hoop skirts?
And you couldn't get any, huh?
I'm not going to do that. I'm keeping my legs together.
You're a dog, aren't you?
No, I'm
Be honest with me.
I told you I was a belle at Cypress Gardens.
Be honest with me. You look like Broderick Crawford, right?
You, man, you're just...
You couldn't get it. Listen, you couldn't get it on a Greek galley ship. Let's face it.
You just want to drink the milk and have the milk without buying the cow. And I think women ought to unite and stand up and not let you men do that.
Annie, I think you're psychotic, all right? Give it a chance. God, I sound like Freddie Merch. I can't believe this. I'm trying to talk you into look, that's great. Be a virgin. Go ahead. I don't care. Who cares?
Well,
go ahead.
I'm going to wait until the right man comes along,
and that poor guy's going to have a hell of an expression on his face when he gets a hold of you.
No, he
and you're going to walk in there.
Sam McClellan. Sam would appreciate this point of view.
This guy's going to walk in there nude with a pair of chaps and a martini glass, and you're going to say, what do I do now? What are you going to do, get a book?
Oh, I just think you're just awful and rude, and you just should...
I think you're nuts, Annie. I think you're a... Jeez. Oh, virgin. I think... I know what she needs, folks. Whoa, I'll tell you. Good. I'll tell you what. I don't know. What is this? Premarital sex? Everybody... What about the whales? Nuke the whales. Come on. What do you think? Call me. I'll tell you what. Where are we? Good question. We're at 970 WFLA. And who's up next? It's Commando Bob, who is... apparently gone. Gone but not forgotten. Wait a minute. Who is this? Fred from Valrico.
Hi, Lionel.
Fred from Valrico. How are you?
I had my composure, buddy, until you did the line about the Greek ship.
She's rotten to the core, but wonderful to the infantry.
Listen,
she could probably turn on a water faucet without her hands. Go ahead, Fred.
No doubt. on a couple of points. First of all, the whales. Ignore the damn whales. That's the natural order of things. Now, we spent enough money on them already. We don't need to spend $1 million bomb on them. Just ignore them. The polar bears will take care of them. That's the natural order of things.
Can you imagine the whales are saying, you guys are supposed to be so smart. What do we say? We're going to drop 10 tons of concrete. The whales are saying, what the hell are you doing? Just get us out of here. Then you got the guy who says we're going to bore holes every 10 feet and throw whale food in there to lure them out to sea. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
All right.
What about me? Do they care about me? Do they care about Fred from Valrico? No.
Well,
a couple of whales.
What bothers me is this same group that gets so excited about whales are not excited about the homeless in the big cities.
And the homeless whales.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I bet you Annie the Virgin was a whale, too. Gee.
No doubt.
Fred, are you a virgin?
No.
Did you, well, are you married?
Yes.
Before you got married, did you...
First of all, wait a minute. How come you don't recognize Fred from Valrico when I've called in many times on Sunday afternoon and talked to Liz, and we have openly discussed you and Barbara. One of Liz's good shows was when you called in with Barbara about telephone sex. Car phone sex.
Yeah, sure.
Jam up stuff, buddy.
Speaking of jamming it up, that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah.
You got to take the receiver off, but it kind of gums up the earpiece.
Great stuff.
I'll tell you, Fred, seriously, be honest.
That's Amendment 10 before.
Okay, go ahead. No, be honest. Be serious. This is big stuff here.
All right, I want to be serious about Amendment 10. I have an idea.
Beginner's luck, Fred.
$100,000 cap.
Uh-huh.
Instead of a $100,000 cap, what about a $10 million cap? But they don't have to pay the $10 million. See, they put it in a bank, and the bank gives them, what's the deal with interest now on $10 million? The people get about $850,000, $900,000 a year for the rest of their life. The principal lays there, and they get all this, the interest, and that means they live real good. And then, when they die, the $10 million principal goes to their family and loved ones, the people that had to support them, be with them, take care of them, the people that suffered along with them. And that way, the insurance company doesn't have to lay out the $10 million immediately.
It's pretty novel. I think they call it
They got $10 million like you got change in your pocket.
They call it an annuity, I think.
Yeah.
Structured settlements, they're doing that now. But, Fred, listen to what I'm saying. These people are proposing telling a jury what to do. Can you imagine a law that said you can't find somebody not guilty?
Buddy, I can more than imagine it. They're telling me I can't put a bumper sticker on my car.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you brought that up.
There's more important nuts to crack here.
There's no triage. They must have a lot of time on their hands. My God, a bumper sticker. What the hell is obscene anyway? Listen, Fred, the world is going to hell in a handbasket, all right?
Nobody has the right to define obscenity.
You can't do it.
And believe me, one of the most obscene people on this planet is Larry Flint. And I was glad when he won his lawsuit against that maniac up there.
Touche.
Okay? Nobody has the right to define our rights. I'm mad because they tell me I got to wear a seatbelt. I wore a seatbelt.
You know what they're going to do next, Fred? They're going to make you put little rubber strips in your bathtub so you don't slip.
I know that.
And they're going to make you put that little rubber thing on the end of your toothbrush that nobody knows what the hell it is.
And that other little rubber thing on the end of your whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Fred, you are too much. But I guess what? It's break time, and I've got this guy Sweat shooting a bird at me here. So listen, I got to go, sweetheart. Thanks a million for calling.
Talk to you next Sunday.
I was Fred in Valrico for all of you people out there who care. And this is Lionel, radio's answer to Ernie Lee. Back in a flash.
Minnesota 49, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20. 48,020 watched today's action, and they were not at all pleased at what they saw in the play of Vinny Testaverde and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here today.
Cover for you right here. What do you think, folks? Nuke the whales. What do you think? A little crazy? A little strange? I think we should give it a shot. We've got somebody here who is our long distance? Yes, you better believe it. We'll talk to him now. Hello, long distance. You're on 970 WFLA. Hello? Hello?
Hey, I bet you think this is Squirt Vigor.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can. I bet you think this is Squirt Vigor.
No, I don't. What you do when you clean it up?
We hate New Yorkers on St. Petersburg radio.
Well, good. That makes one of us. How long did it?
Those folks that call from Vero Beach, we hate.
That's good. How long have you been drinking, sir? What are you drinking?
We've been drinking for quite a while here.
Sure, that's not good for you. Do what I do. NyQuil and some ice.
I want to talk about Annie that called earlier.
Sure.
Annie might be a virgin. She might be. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
Uh-huh.
And, I bet she does it doggy style, but, what can you say?
That's really nasty. That's really nasty. You know that? You are a sick man. She may be a dog,
I've been told that before.
but doggy style I'm not sure about. I'll tell you what, you've been beautiful, and let me tell you something right now. Seriously, consider getting some help, okay? Honestly, get some help.
Well, listen, Lionel.
What?
I want you to know.
What is it? Get to the point, damn it.
We love your radio show.
Oh, sure. You love me. All right. Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, what can you say?
All right? Why don't you sit on it and rotate, all right? I don't know. What is this? Escapee day at the home here? What is this, folks? God, come on. Somebody help me on 970 WFLA. Please, somebody. Jack, can you help me out here?
Hello.
Jack.
This is Jack.
Hello, Jack.
How you doing, Lionel?
Good. How are you doing?
I tell you what, you about wore my battery out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm trying like hell to get to you, but, it's so hard to do the show.
Well, I'm out here laying in the sun in my hammock with my portable phone. My battery's wearing out just looking at you and waiting for you.
Oh, great, Jack. That's terrific. Are you having anything to drink?
No, not a thing.
Oh, well, that's your mistake.
What is this drink stuff with you?
No, I mean, a lot of drunks are calling today. This is Escapee Day at the home.
Hey, it's Sunday.
The Lord's Day.
Huh?
The Lord's Day.
How come Lum hasn't called?
Who?
Lum. Lud.
Lud? I don't know who the hell Lud is.
Yeah,
Lud, if you're out there. Lud, if you're out there, call for crying out loud.
No, we know who Lud is, don't we, Lionel?
Who is Lud?
Well, aren't you Lud?
Aren't you Ernie Lee?
No.
Kelly Craig, who are you?
I'm Jack from Clearwater.
I'm Lud, huh?
Uh-huh.
Sure, okay.
There's three guys, you and Lud and, all start with an L, I can't, Lucifer or something like that. All the same guy.
Uh-huh.
And,
you figured this out, huh, Jack?
Hey, listen, you're an attorney, huh?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you do the rest of the time?
I make nativity.
Besides harass really great people like Lassiter.
Well, what I do is I make nativity scenes out of congealed body humus.
Listen, my wife, Linda, her birthday's today, and she really wanted me to press you and let you tell the truth because she thinks that you're really, well, I don't want to tell you. But
Linda, happy birthday, sweetheart. How old is she?
She is 37.
That is a wonderful age.
I know.
That's when a woman comes into her own, a prime.
What do you say, fruition?
Fruition, whatever you want to call it.
What do you call it?
Sex machines.
Sex machine.
Whatever you want to call it.
Hey, listen, sex machine is the same damn thing.
That's what I am. I'm a machine.
Jack, well, most attorneys are.
That's right, Jack. Well, listen, I tell you what, you've been a wonderful guest today. Thanks a million for calling.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, Lionel.
What?
You keep up the good work, and Lassiter ain't got a chance.
Thank you so much. I've said that so much. Where the hell are you, Bob? Mr. Big Shot? Mr. I make so much money. I'm in a big tax bracket. You make me sick. You're running scared. And speaking of people who are running scared on 970 WFLA, is that wimp Jerry.
Wimp?
You're a wimp sympathizing with physicians.
Huh?
How dare you? A fellow barrister.
Yeah.
A brother of the bar.
Yeah.
Taking sides against your own.
Who said so?
You are an absolute Benedict Arnold.
Okay.
Think of something good, Jerry.
Okay, look. Here you got a bunch of physicians, right?
It's a joke? What?
They are charging exorbitant fees for simple procedures. I got hold of a price list once on procedures up at a local hospital for people of the female persuasion. $300 for a simple hymenectomy that I would do for free.
I bet you've done a few in your day, huh?
I've tried.
What is your favorite instrument of choice?
My favorite instrument of choice is the, well, I don't know. Can we say this on the radio?
We're going to find out.
Okay. Anyway, look, here are a bunch of guys that are charging huge quantities of money for procedures that they do over and over and over again, so they ought to know, by God, how to do them by now. You know, $3,000-$4,000 for a bypass operation. They knock out 3-4 a day, 200 and something days a year. We're talking some heavy-duty bucks. Now they want us to pass a law into the Florida Constitution that is going to reduce, they think, their malpractice premiums, which it won't touch anyway.
But wait a minute.
None of that money is going to get rebated to the general public. And then they try to convince the whole world that they're doing it to limit the income of lawyers.
Wait a minute. You're the one who was sympathizing with Lubin a while back. I heard you. Now you're changing your song and dance.
Not really. I don't know that I was sympathizing with Lubin anyway.
You're sympathetic with Lubin. I heard you do it. You're a turncoat. I can't believe it.
What could I do? You know,
this is a fraud, Jerry. And you and I have an ethical obligation to stand up and to change what we see as wrong. And what do? You're pussyfooting. You're tap dancing. Come out and say it. It's the insurance industry. They're crooks. They're charlatans.
That's what I tried to tell Preacher Sam this morning, or yesterday morning, but he wouldn't quite believe me.
Don't talk bad about Sam. He can't help it.
That's true.
The man can't help it. He's sick.
I recommended he take a Belthorazine not too long ago, but it didn't help. You still here?
Yeah, of course I'm here. I'm being screamed at here.
By whom?
By whom? Very good construction. Some guy named Sweat, my producer. I've known him for years.
What's he screaming about?
I don't know. His pants are tight or something.
Oh?
Jerry, I hate to do this. Believe me, I always heard people do it before, and I always wondered, why do they do it? But I got to go to a break. They're screaming at me. All right, sweetheart?
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. If you need a hymenectomy, let me know.
Sure. And if you need a salpingo oophorectomy, give me a call. Now let's go to a news break with my man, Don Myers. Have you ever heard those terrible stories about dry cleaning bags killing people? Children being suffocated? You ever heard of one person ever being suffocated from a dry cleaning bag? If you've been suffocated by a dry cleaning bag, please call me at 970 WFLA. How about the numbers? I shouldn't have to give this out, but I'm going to do it anyway. In St. Pete, Clearwater, Pinellas, and parts of Guam, it's 461-9352. That's 461-WFLA. In Tampa and Hillsborough, it's 990-9352. That's 990-WFLA. And long distance, whatever the hell that is, it's 1-223-9797. Must have cost him a lot of bucks to get this WFLA stuff here. This is a big shot radio station here. Now, seriously, dry cleaning bags, is it a problem? Is it hyperbole? Is it really as bad as they say? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Jim, in Tampa, what do you think?
I think you're Laszlo.
Laszlo?
Yeah, Laszlo. I called last week.
I think you're Hughes Rudd.
You Laszlo, Ludd, and Lionel, but you do a great job. I like Ludd the best.
You know, I like Ludd, too. I mean, I think he's got a... Did you hear him when he was with Lassiter?
I sure did, Laszlo. You did a great job, and I wish you could break in a little Ludd for you could do a 3-hour stint. 1
Let me
hour
do it.
Laszlo, 1 hour Lionel, 1
how about
hour
this?
Ludd.
Set him on fire. How's
Or
that?
the market.
Set him on fire. My brother Merle and the kid with a head.
Hey, seriously. Well, I am being serious, but let's change the subject. Have you ever heard of doctors lowering their fees for any reason? Insurance
of course
people
not.
lowering their fees? Or,
of course not.
Or also, let's get them all, attorneys lowering their fees. This is the battle of the Goliaths, and we, the we people, are down here just chuckling with amusement because, this is so above us. You guys talk hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's like, drop 2 zeros and you're down to our level. I'm voting against the thing because maybe someday somebody might run over me and I'll lose a leg and I'll go for the $5 million. By the time the attorney takes his 30%, I will have enough to live on.
Jim, have you heard anybody so far call and say they're for it, other than Lubin?
Somebody must be for it because of the counter-advertising. There's some big bucks in there.
I don't understand this. I mean, if somebody's for the damn thing, let's hear it. But I don't know. And I know what. Listen, I know what you're saying. The lawyers are making the money. They're making. I understand. Sure, there's a pecuniary interest in it. Absolutely. I'm not going to tell you there's not. Of course, they're going to. If there's a cap, they're not going to make as much money. Let's put that aside for 1 second. It just so happens that lawyers happen to make money on jury verdicts. I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing for it. That's a given. Just like doctors make money when catastrophic things happen to you. I know there's been doctors before who have come in and said, Jim, we found a cluster of monongahela in your colon. I'm sorry. And they close the door and jump up and down screaming, saying, that's $20,000 right there.
Yep.
Jim's got monongahela in his colon.
Listen, this is what ought to happen. Number one, attorneys should be taken off hourly rates. Get you guys working for a flat fee and get doctors to guarantee their work. Now, if that could happen, I'd vote for any kind of amendment they want to bring down.
Contingent fees. It's the poor man's keys to the courthouse.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Jim, I know what you're saying. It's somewhat plausible. But, Jim, I've got to go. Thanks a million. You think I should...
Bring back Ludd.
Well, good.
Some Ludd. Next
you think... Sure. I'll do my best.
All right.
You think Lassiter's got some worries here?
Who?
Well, that's what I say.
Who?
Jim, take care, sweetheart.
See?
A very cogent point from somebody named Jim. This is incredible. This is incredible. Speaking of incredulity, let's go quickly now to Greg in Largo at 970 WFLA.
Yes. Is this, Lionel?
Yeah, Greg.
Are you the one that, are you the one that always calls in on Bob's show there?
Not anymore.
So is this your first day working here?
First day. What do you think?
Well, I'd like to say, every time I heard you on his show, your voice is like taking nails to a chalkboard, and, you've got that kind of squealy voice. It's just like that. Your spine kind of quivels there, and it...
It quivels?
Yes.
It's like...
I'm
what?
A healthcare professional, and I've got something against you lawyers.
Do you really?
Yes,
a healthcare professional? You must pick up a lot of chicks with that line. A healthcare professional. What the hell is a healthcare professional?
Another thing I'd like to exterminate.
Let me tell you something, Greg. Let me tell you something. If you're lucky, you may be old one day, okay? If you're lucky. But based upon the minimum amount of acumen and gray matter that you potentially have, you may not make it. You may not make it. And who in the hell do you think you are calling me?
How old are you?
You're calling me?
Hey, let's take off your...
You take off your shorts and swallow them. Don't you love this, folks? This is what America... Now, I didn't cut him off early, but I had to do it because Sweatback...